I actually didn't want to do it. I was so against it, but he told me he'd send me back home if I didn't, so I did it. He took all my money. Whereas like his is like always violent, always negative.
Things just keep getting worse for Jack Doherty. After McKinley dumped him and left him completely broke, she's been on a mission, exposing everything he did to her. From allegedly forcing her into OnlyFans even though she never wanted to leaving her alone during an armed robbery at 3 a.m. in Compton. From getting off on watching her cry, to slowly turning her into some kind of emotional slave for content. Jack didn't just mess with her career, he tried to break her down completely. McKinley sat down on the One Night with Steenie podcast and just laid it all out. And mind you, just last week, she dropped another bomb on Jack after officially cutting ties.
This is like perfect.
That's perfect.
So if you want to know how far Jack's really fallen, and just how gross things actually got, stay till the end. Apparently, Jack didn't just manipulate, he threatened her into joining OnlyFans.
And I didn't have an OnlyFans or anything. I actually didn't want to do it. I was so against it. It was against everything that I was, raised with, and it just really bothered me, but he told me he'd send me back home if I didn't, so I did it.
No.
Swear. Yep.
See, this game has such a dark side
So
to
like
it.
you guys were dating,
Yeah.
you were dating, and he was like, no, like I'll send you.
It's insane when you really think about it. He literally threatened her. And I know what you're probably thinking right now. Why would McKinley even agree to that? Don't worry, she actually answers that in a bit. But yeah, he tried to sell her online, had her sign a contract, and of course, Jack was the one collecting most of the money in the end.
Well, he would just kind of, it would always just be thrown back in my face. And I was like, that was never the issue, because at the end of the day, he took all my money.
Yeah.
So if anything, it's just I was getting mistreated while he was doing that. But it was never a money thing for me, ever.
Honestly, this just proves how disgusting Jack really is. But hey, I won't say too much, because there's even worse stuff coming. Just keep watching and decide for yourself. I mean, threatening someone to start an OnlyFans? That alone could be enough to take him to court. And if McKinley actually sues, Jack might even have to pay back the money he made off her. Honestly, I think that's the only way he'll truly crash and burn. But what do you think? If you've got a better idea, drop it in the comments.
It's hard.
I understand
because
that.
I did not, literally, anyone can vouch for it. I did not want to do it at all. But we weren't dating, we were just talking, and he said the only way we can date is if you're in this with me, and we created a business. So I was like, okay, I'm done looking back on it. To be honest, I don't know why I thought that was healthy, but I did it because people around me also said, this is gonna be a really good thing for you, this is a good decision. I was crying in tears about it. I didn't tell my parents.
It's hard.
It's really hard. But
To what? Commit to doing it?
yeah, because you have the,
But then
obviously,
everyone just responds like, yo, you're so fucking paid.
Oh,
yeah,
no, not at first. They're like, are you kidding me?
They call you a whore. It's
Yeah,
really
you gotta put up with
bad.
some shit.
Yeah,
But that's what comes with the whole business side of this.
that's true.
McKinley exposed how Jack's content was always violent, always negative. She even said the car crashes, the robberies, the fights, most of it was staged, and it got so bad emotionally, she said she didn't even want to be part of social media anymore.
When I was on Lacey's stream, for example, I'm just comparing the two. That content was so fun to make, whereas his is always violent, always negative. I was always in tears. Everything was just so real
Viral,
life, too.
trying to go viral.
Viral
always.
in the bad ways, though.
Yeah.
And me being tied to that, it was just not really the best look on me, and also just my mental, emotional health, physical even.
Turns out Jack's fake TikTok content already messed McKinley up enough, but it didn't stop there. The scariest part? She says she was actually robbed at gunpoint while sitting alone in Jack's Sprinter van.
I got robbed in LA the last time we went.
That one was real?
That was real. I was in Compton at 3 a.m. because he was
Wow,
streaming.
nice.
Yeah. At a takeover.
Risking it all.
Yeah, we were at a takeover, and I was sitting in the Sprinter because I didn't want to go outside because it was terrifying. And me in Compton at 3 a.m. I don't look like I belong there. So I went into the Sprinter, and I made eye contact with two guys in shiesties. And I was like, oh gosh, I'm gonna need to turn the lights off, because this is not good. Turn the lights off in the Sprinter van, go in the back, I lay down, then I hear the front door open, and I thought they had all came back. And it was this guy in a surgical blue mask, which was terrifying, blue gloves, a bag, a gun, and he looked at me, he said, who's in this party bus? And I looked at him, and he hopped over the seat, came over to me and he was like, give me all your money. He had the gun. Literally the most traumatizing experience in my life.
Saying Jack Doherty is just a bad person would honestly be too kind. He's also a terrible boyfriend. To him, a girlfriend is just someone who brings in money, gains followers on live streams, and smiles for fake, happy couple photos. And let's be real, if this is what happiness looks like to him, we might be dealing with a full-blown psychopath here. At this point, he needs to be in court, maybe facing charges like Diddy for the whole OnlyFans situation. So, how does McKinley defend herself for staying in all this mess?
Is it worth it for that amount of money?
It was absolutely, that's one thing I learned, not that I was even there for money, even to begin with. I think him and I like really actually genuinely loved each other in the beginning. And I really, really, really did have feelings for him. But it's like, I don't know, it was just, it was ruined. It really was so ruined. I couldn't make myself feel like that anymore, and I couldn't associate myself with someone that just constantly got off to making me cry, got off to making me feel something.
Sick.
Like,
you're so beautiful when she's bawling her eyes out.
so
That was the
sexy.
only time he would compliment her was when she was bawling her eyes out, or if he did something.
When someone treats money as the ultimate goal, not just a tool, and you try to build a relationship with them, it slowly drains you. And if that same person adds emotional abuse on top of it, that's how your life gets wrecked. Now McKinley explains how she finally found her freedom and how she cut Jack out of her life for good.
We drove in a little corner, like, McKinley, get your ass outside right now, like, we're done. Like, because it's like only you can physically get out of a relationship. But no matter how much your family and friends are telling you, like, get out, like, it's bad.
Yeah.
Like, we got her the fuck up.
there were many times I wanted to get out of it, and I just couldn't. But yeah, she's right. Like, I had to come to terms with it in my own mind, because I saw potential, but then the potential just wasn't potential in.
And now, let's talk about Jack's latest robbery. Yeah, the one where he allegedly lost a $300,000 chain.
All right, so he got his chain yapped. No, I just want to get your opinion.
Okay.
For people that don't know, and this is up to you, but it just feels staged.
I feel like it's staged. I'm not gonna lie.
But like,
where were the cameras at?
People will go through all that
Well,
for a clip.
He got to get his money up
I wouldn't
since the money's gone.
yeah, the money is.
The money's gone.
Let's be honest, Jack Doherty and McKinley's relationship was never the kind of thing anyone should look up to. From being pressured into OnlyFans to getting caught in staged robberies, McKinley exposed it all. She turned her own pain into a warning. And honestly, good for her. Let's hope she finds peace after all this trauma. And maybe, just maybe, we all get to move forward into a Jack-free timeline. If you liked the video, hit that follow button. And until next time, protect your sanity, bro.